Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Show. Just ahead, we join Andy and Mercedes Lilienthal with an update on their world road trip they just concluded. We'll also give you my thoughts on driving the 2025 Chevy Blazer. I had here 202. Chevy Blazer EV. And Jeff has the Motor Minute in this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us for our Saturday little coffee clutch. At least that's what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Well, look what the cat drug in. Ladies and gentlemen, live from, are you guys in Oregon? Well, I don't even know where you are anymore. Are you in Oregon?
Yes, we're back home.
Did Mr. Mars fix the audio for you? Can you hear us now?
A little louder. We're trying to use this, and we're Starlinked up, so we'll make do with what we can.
Okay, well, good, because we can hear you just fine. Just thought you'd like to know that.
Great.
Okay, so you've been on a little trip.
Just a little trip. A tad.
Yeah. How many miles was that little trip?
I was just over 7,100 miles in 21 days.
29 days.
29 days.
Oh, my God. 7,000 miles. Are you guys still... Go ahead.
Over 3,100 miles of gravel and dirt, so over 3,100 miles of unpaved roads.
You're still married?
Yes,
we are.
Actually finished the entire trip on our 21st wedding anniversary.
Oddly enough.
Wow, that's cool.
21st wedding anniversary.
Wow.
What are we going to do for our wedding anniversary? Oh, let's go drive across the country.
9,000 miles.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, that's what they said. All right, so what thing was this? This was the Transamerica Trail?
That's correct. So the Transamerica Trail was mapped starting in the 1980s as a way to cross the United States, mostly on dirt and gravel and rural roads, farm roads, back roads, and it took them about 12 years to map this out. Starts in Nags Head, North Carolina, and finishes in Port Orford, Oregon.
That's if you do the entire east to west jaunt, which we decided to do. We touched both coasts, their waters, and we averaged 25 miles an hour through the whole duration of 29 days. Let that sink in.
Yeah. Well, so they let you out of the insane asylum just for this little interview today?
Oh, no, we have to go in it after that.
God. And, okay, so what did you drive?
What did we drive? We drove the car behind us here. Let me switch over to the front-facing camera. Hopefully that works. So this is a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness, and it's got a few minor modifications to it. Obviously, you've got the rooftop tent on the top. You've got an awning over here.
From ARB.
Yeah, from ARB. And then we have the Rally Innovations light bar and Baja Designs lights. And we're going to see if we can get down here. Underneath here are some primitive racing skid plates, and those were absolutely critical to this trip. We did some off-roading in Colorado that was pretty impressive. We have Rika Seeker wheels. We have BF Goodrich KO2 tires on here. Those were mods. And then if you follow us to the back here, we have a Rig Supply swing-away tire carrier with another full-size spare, 5 gallons of fuel, factor 55, recovery point, and then on the inside.
Well, just about the outside first. We had 4 MaxTrax Extreme vehicle recovery boards that were on this as well, along with the Treasure too.
Yeah, and then on the inside we had an EcoFlow power system that allowed us to charge the phone. It was actually charge our phones, charge our ARB fridge, and we basically lived out of this thing for 29 days.
Did the tent come off of the car when you stayed in it, or did you crawl up into the tent up above?
No, we would crawl into it. So it opens up like a flip book. You can see it's this. Get over here.
I don't know where you're going.
That it's this kind of square thing, and then it'll open up like a pop-up book, and that's where the tent resides.
And how did that work out for you when you were in the mountains of Colorado?
So it's funny. 29 days, 28 of those days were above 90 degrees. So we just could not get away from the heat.
And six of them were above 100. Severe humidity.
But one night in Colorado, we actually woke up with ice on the tent. So
and everything else.
We had freezing temperatures. We had 111 degrees in Moab, but the tent works pretty well.
Yeah, it's a Thule tent.
It's a Thule tent. It's available through Subaru, actually. It's one of their accessories. And it's got a ladder that supports it. So you've got a ladder that supports it when it flips open. And it's pretty roomy. It's kept us dry during thunderstorms in Tennessee. And, yeah.
Well, good. You're alive and well. Did you take a bath anywhere along the way?
Not necessarily a bath, but maybe 2 or 3 well-needed showers.
Yeah, okay. Well, I had to ask that question because I'm thinking, well, so they're camping out and the 29 days and all those miles.
100-degree heat.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking Grandma's closet with her hats and her old, mothball smell. I'm not thinking that. But all right, so
no.
Yeah. So let's talk about
campgrounds.
Let's talk about.
I was just going to say.
So while you're talking about that, we've got some of those stills that we downloaded that I was telling you about. Now that you've shown us the car, we're going to kind of play them while we talk, just kind of in the background.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you about the car. Now, I have actually driven a Subaru Outback Wilderness, and I have to tell you, I was pretty impressed with it. It had just enough power for the city use. How did it do off-road?
Yeah, that's a great question. So this is actually the Crosstrek Wilderness. So this has the 2.5-liter normally aspirated engine in it. And we went as high as about 12,600 feet. 12,680 feet.
You know who the navigator was?
Who's counting. And it was pretty surprisingly capable off-road. We have behind us here 3 4-wheel drive vehicles with low-range gear and all that stuff. And the Crosstrek with the X mode actually did really well off-road. We had a slightly larger tire size on there, a little bit of a lift in the rear, not that you know, because we had a lot of gear with us. But it did pretty well off-road. Now, when you did get around that 12,000 mark, it really did start to lose a little bit of power. Everything's going to get a little wheezy up that 12,000 feet.
There's not much air up there.
Right. But overall, it did really well. When we got to the top of Cinnamon Pass, we had one guy in a Toyota Tundra come over and say, how did you get up there? I'm like, well, we drove. And he's like, did you just drag it all the way up? I'm like, no. It has quite a bit of ground clearance. And the X mode, like I said, works pretty good as a simulated low range.
So what kind of transmission does this thing have in it?
It's a CVT.
It's a CVT, okay. So it's constantly, obviously, a variable transmission, so you don't have gears. And so I guess when you're starting from a stop, heading uphill, it's at its lowest point where it's wound up, I guess, enough to pull you from wherever you are up the hill.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, we had one instance where we were trying to go do California Gulch, which is almost 13,000 feet. And there was snow over the easier way up. And so we tried the harder way up, which is much more of a steep incline.
Very abrupt.
And that was the only time where we simply ran out of oxygen, and the CVT was like, nope. How did I bypass that route? But otherwise, like 99% of the things we asked of it, it did.
It was a mountain goat.
Did you have any issues with the vehicle, engine, transmission, anything at all in your trek?
No, I'll tell you what. We're standing in front of our own personal Crosstrek here, but this little thing behind us, not her, this thing is well, her too, is incredibly. I was absolutely shocked how stout and durable it is. It doesn't even have. It's almost got 7,500 miles on it. It doesn't have a single rattle. It was so stout. It was way more durable than I expected.
And it was very comfortable too.
Very comfortable.
Which is very important, especially when you're being bounced around, off pavement the majority of the time.
Is it
If there's one thing we could review, it'd be the air conditioning, because we use it every single
It was
day.
fabulous.
well, okay. So did it keep up?
The air conditioning, yes.
Yes. Yeah. The air conditioning never let us down. The whole thing just worked. Every single thing worked. Every modification that we did to this vehicle, the primitive racing skid plates, for example, I would not have done this without those.
Well, and the Rig Supply spare tire carrier was so instrumental. We used our jerry can multiple times, and believe it or not, we ended up, I think it was at about 12,000 feet. We gave 5 gallons to a Jeep, a Willis that had a fuel cell, but he was running out of fuel. And so they gave us $20 for it. We're like, hey, we would have paid it forward because, you just, up there, you don't have gas stations, obviously.
So out of all these trips you've taken in the past year, how does this rank? Top 3, top 5, number 1, since there were no breakdowns, since everything was smooth as silk, how do you rank this one of all your excursions?
Boy, I think that would include the Baltic Sea Circle Rally with the ID.
I think this is definitely top 3 trips I've ever done.
Yeah.
What was really interesting is like it was within our own country, right? And I mean, like we've both been to all 50 states before, and seeing the states from this rural, perspective was really neat. I didn't know what to expect when we took those first mountain roads.
Well, and there were a few dozen different birds. We've got a bird app because we're kind of geeky like that. We heard so many birds every morning that we never even heard of. And, we talked to a lot of locals and we saw how they lived. And that was so neat. And we've traveled all 50 states before, but not in this manner. So for me, I would say probably top 2 of this last year. Baltic Sea Circle Rally with a ID Buzz of course advanced EV that we did 9 countries, 16 days in, and almost 5,000 miles was probably the other best one.
Exactly.
How did you put together the number of changes, and where did you buy the equipment to make the changes to the vehicle?
Yeah, so this has been probably a year in the making, and you can buy a lot of these parts and accessories, like for instance the Thule rooftop tent or the crossbars or things through Subaru directly. The other companies, you can order directly from them online. So Primitive Racing, Rig Supply, Rally Innovations, Baja Designs, EcoFlow. We had our instrumental power setup and alternator charger that was so important for us. We used the Starlink Mini. Those are all available online. I'm sure that there are retailers that sell in brick and mortar as well.
How did you decide what items to make that change to buy? All those things. How did you come up with that? Or was it just past experience?
A lot of
experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Rally Innovations and Primitive Racing, Baja Design. These are companies we've partnered with in the past, and we know them, trust them. The BF Goodrich KO2s, literally all of our vehicles ride on BF Goodrich KO2s or KM3s, and I trust them. I know them. I know how they perform. We didn't have a single flat tire in over 7,100 miles, and those tires, I mean, they took a beating.
Yeah, and I mean, for instance, MaxTrax recovery boards. We're used to the MK2s. We carried the Extreme boards here because we knew Mississippi and Oklahoma had a lot of flooding and the mud. We didn't want to get mired in mud. But MaxTrax also has a new light board, and those are also good for small SUVs and all-wheel drive vehicles like the Crosstrek here.
Well, for instance, I'm really interested in how you drilled down to find out your skid plate. The supplier for the skid plate on it. Why you went with them? Are they the only ones that make a skid plate for this car?
No, they're not, but we have used them before. The Crosstrek that we own has their skid plates on it. The owner, Blake Lynn, bought it from a gentleman, Paul Eklund, and I've known Paul for years. Now we've known Blake for a long time, and I knew that their products were top-notch. They make a lot of rally car stuff.
They used them in TSD rallies before, too.
Yeah, so the skid plates were something that we knew we would need, and frankly, had we not had them, we'd probably have a crushed oil pan, a crushed exhaust.
Yeah.
We would still be stuck up in the mountains if we didn't have them. And they're based here just outside of Portland, so they're local and they're made in the U.S., along with a lot of other companies that we use.
How did you mount that great big laptop or whatever it was that you were looking? I just caught a brief glimpse of that. How did you mount that up there on the dash?
For you were doing your routing and things.
Yeah, so that's a Garmin Triverland. So that's a suction cup mount for it. So me as a navigator, I use paper maps primarily and turn-by-turn roll chart directions, believe it or not. And we used Onyx, the Onyx app for dispersed camping, for learning trail conditions, wildfires, all sorts of stuff. So Onyx was wonderful for that. And then Andy used the Garmin Tread GPS for his routing and just keeping on track.
Now, have you guys posted all this stuff online that we can, people, I know that this is going to be shown around the world, that people can go to on your website perhaps, that you can list all this stuff and where you get it and that sort of thing?
Sure. No, so to answer your question, we have a whole ton of Instagram stories in our highlights. You can see a lot of the products that we use. You can see how we use those products. We'll be writing stories about this trip, and people will be able to see some of the sponsors and some of the companies that we partnered with in order to see exactly which gear we used.
And we've tagged them too, both on social media. We've listed them out, and then we can also put a gear list and a products list on our website too that has everything in case people wanted to buy the direct links to exactly the products that we use.
Well, I think that on the next trip like this, what you need to do is you need to have the in-wheel time camper that you can tow behind it, and we'll all just be back there with you, supporting you all the way.
You can help take the rocks out of the brakes. That was one thing we kept getting, were rocks stuck between like the
Mike can do that. Mike, that's his job.
Yeah, Mike is the only one here that's got non-surgical back.
Yeah.
So we'll put him down there.
Hey, I've got a question before we go. 21 years of marriage. What's in store for the next 21 years traveling? What are you up to next?
Oh,
more global travel.
She's smiling there.
That Mercedes is smiling. You can't see it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, well, we've got the Alcan 5000 coming up here. That's a 5,000-mile, 10-day time-speed distance rally. Goes up to Alaska. We're going to be leaving late August for that. It'll be the 10 days in September, so we're going to be doing that.
We're going to announce which manufacturer soon as to who we're partnering with for that.
And then just more travel, more adventures.
You never know. With us, you never know.
Okay, so you're going to call us before when you decide and you got everything in order. You're going to call us so we can have another confab here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and give us all the details.
You'll be the first ones to know.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Congratulations on a job well done. We look forward to the stories soon, and especially the announcement of where you're going and what you're driving. Sounds good.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Love you guys. All right. Let's see. Just ahead, a review of the 2025 Chevy Blazer EV and Jeff's Motor Minute after a quick break here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flameado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. All right, the summer heat has us hiding inside the Sugar Shack studios for a while, so we invite you to join us for our live In Wheel Time Car Talk Show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute.
Yes, sir. Cadillac. We haven't talked about them in a while, but the F1 team, they have 7 drivers that are on the short list. So Cadillac has identified some potential driver. They're not just keeping it to F1. They're going to go into F2 as well. Some of the retired drivers are maybe contacted, but because of what
they haven't contacted you.
No, they haven't contacted me, but for other things, they're going to probably reach out to me for.
Okay.
So it becomes the newest manufacturer since Haas joined in 2016. We're talking about Cadillac and the Andretti team. The team boss, Graham Loudon, is currently looking. He's in charge of all the drivers and wanting to know who's going to be joining the team. We know, and I know, that Brian Herta, who's in the Indy racing, is part of that. He's probably going to be one of the drivers as well, and thank goodness. They're talking to Mick Schumacher. They're talking to some ex-teammates of Hamilton, Verstappen, Red Bull driver, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, and then also Valtteri Bottas is also in.
There could be Valerie too. You never know with these foreigners.
There's a couple of T's in there, so it's Valtteri. So that's what to look forward to. They're making their selections. Again, Don says none of us have been contacted, but we'll see what happens.
We're going to direct it all to Jeff.
Yeah, there you go.
He's our Formula One leader.
There you go. And on another note, last week's NHRA, we had the driver. I forgot to put my list down. The driver that lost a finger and a pin put in his thumb on that crash they had at NHRA.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was a bad one.
Very bad.
Lost a tire. There we go.
Okay. Time now for this hour's car review. I had the opportunity to drive the 2025 Chevrolet Blazer EV. Final assembly location, Ramos Arizpe, Mexico.
Oh, come on.
That's what it is. It comes in 3 trim levels, LT, RS, and SS. I had the SS all-wheel drive. This is a small, what is considered a small SUV. The wheelbase on it is like a limousine. It seats 5. This year, the new SS trim debuts. The vehicle itself was all new in 2024. Long wheelbase makes a visual that is definitely noteworthy. And you stand out away from it and you look at it from the side and thinking, my God, the wheelbase goes on forever. To me, this is one of the sharpest looking designs in the EV class overall. Sculpted sides, complex modern grille without a blank grille panel in it. I can't stand that.
Yeah,
Why do they do that on
like
those electric vehicles? It's kind of like, well, we don't know what to do with it, so we'll just put a blank panel in it.
Because there's no radiator.
Yeah, okay. Fastback, sloping roof line with integrated sunshade over the rear glass. What I liked about it, the big wheel well filling the wheel wells with tires, and it looks good. What could use improvement? Nothing. High marks for exterior design. On the inside, interior highlights include 17-inch huge infotainment screen that melds behind the instrument cluster screen. Works well. It looks good. Operating system is excellent and is easy to understand and operate. Comfortable seating with nice materials throughout. Love the shifter stalk on the column. It removes the bulky shifter down on the console to leave room for your cell phone charger, cup holders, the stuff that you really need. How often do you use the shifter? I like the stock that they've come up with. It works well. You've got the same one in your Buick.
Yep.
Cargo room, plenty behind the second row of seats. What I liked, overall, great user-friendly design, great family vehicle. What could use improvement? It should come with its own trophy. Engine, well, it's all electric. It's rated at 615 horsepower. That's a lot, my friends. 650 pound-feet of torque. It is obviously electric, so electric motors, direct drive. Miles per gallon, if you want to drill it down to that. They claim 92 in the city and a highway of 77 for a combined of 85 miles per gallon E, which is electric. I got 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour, and I didn't do the math because I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
It's over 238.7 miles. What, Mars?
I said, no, I don't. That's
so why? So if they're going to drill it down and give me a figure that I can understand, 92 miles per gallon in the city, E, and 77 highway for a combined of 85, why can't they put that on the window sticker and say, here, this is it? No. Instead, it's 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. You do the math. I don't know how to do the math.
No, not for that.
238.7 miles I drove it. Plenty of power. What could use improvement? I don't know. Nothing. Ride and handling. Rode great, like a great big limo, and it was heavy. The weight, 5,730 pounds, and it felt like it. It felt like a big, heavy limousine. But you know what? It only takes a few drives, and that goes out of your mind.
Yeah.
You don't really think about
more
it.
than a NASCAR car.
Pretty much. Yes. Base trim price, $60,600. Now keep that in mind.
Yeah.
$60,600. Price is tested $64,180. You can get in one of these, not the SS model, for $44,600. I would definitely, if you're in for an EV, I would definitely check this out. It still have the $7,500 tax credit. Not going to be lasting much longer. And, of course, you know, the GM is about to pass on those tariffs, at least in some form, so keep that in mind. Now, competitors. The Ford Mustang Mach-E starts at $37,995.
Okay.
The GT model, which you would compare this one that I drove. Remember, I told you that it's 64.
66.
The GT model on the Ford is $56,490. As a matter of fact, let's just do it that way. The Tesla Model Y compares favorably to it. The performance model of the Tesla Model Y is $52,880. And the Hyundai Ioniq 5 XRT, which is their performance model, $57,100. So it's right in there with those. So if you're looking
it's on the high end, but still in there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for an electric car, it fits.
Yeah. And with the review that you just gave it, and it's a sharp-looking vehicle, yeah, you could get all that money.
I tell you, man, I really liked it.
I don't think I rode in that one, but we did see it. Yes, it's a nice car.
It is very nice. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We'll be back right after this quick break.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, the Odyssey Radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and just about every other entertainment source out there, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.